Yeah, so my situation's a little different because I had already gone to a pelvic physical therapist up in Denver, and she was amazing, and so amazing that she's booked months out. So I had gone a couple of times, and obviously being in Denver, it would like take the whole day to get there and the whole day to get back, and of course she only works weekdays and everything else. So I went a few times, and I felt like that really helped. And then I had just reached a point where, so I had pain in my hip, but it was like very deep pain. And I had reached a point where I couldn't sit comfortably, I couldn't stand comfortably, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything. And I was trying all sorts of different things, but I went to a yoga workshop, and the teacher happened to mention Justine's name and that she had been trained by the woman up in Denver that I was seeing. And I was like, what? There's somebody down in Colorado Springs that does this? And so once I knew that, I immediately called Justine. So there was no waiting. For my story, there was no waiting or doubt or anything. As soon as I knew that Justine had been trained by this woman, I was like, oh, I'm going right away. Yeah. So signed up right away. And what I loved is when I spoke to her on the phone, I described what I was feeling, and she described back to me exactly what it was from an anatomical perspective, and it just made complete sense. And it was like the first time I was like, she gets it. I was like, she totally gets it. Like, this is awesome. So that's how I started seeing her. I'm pretty tough. So I was pushing through. I'm pretty active. I work out all the time. So I just kept pushing through it. But I would say the sleep more than anything. And just that, I don't know, just that feeling you get internally where something's not right in your body and you just feel it all the time. And I knew it was there. And I had gone and done like an MRI and all that other stuff just to make sure. And of course, nobody could find anything. So, and I knew it was there. I didn't think I was, making it up. But I think it's just more, I definitely think probably my quality of life was probably impacted, even though I was like, muscling through it all. Yeah, for me, it was definitely the pain, that dull, throbbing pain that just never stopped. I really wanted relief there, but I'm educated enough to know that there were other things that were going to happen in my body and other things that she was going to help me with and everything else. So it's really interesting now because now I will notice the things that trigger my pain. And ironically, it's not like anything physical. It's actually foods that I eat. So if I eat certain foods, or drink certain things, I actually notice that my hip pain begins to like really flare up and bother me. And so that's been really fascinating to learn. And and because I'm so physically active now, it's not even so much because I've been here for about a couple years now. Okay, yeah. So now it's not even so much about the hip pain. I mean, she always checks my pelvis to make sure it's in line, but she helps me with all sorts of other little pains in my body. Like today, I have a little pinching going on in my shoulders, and I want her to kind of check that out and see what's happening there. Right. So I think what I love about her approach is it's not just, I mean, maybe what gets you in the door is the pelvic stuff, but then she can work on you from the myofascia release stuff, like all over your body, which is amazing. I guess what I would tell them is, trust your instincts, and if something's bothering you, then go get it checked out. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not resonating from the place where you feel it. It's resonating from another place that you probably aren't even aware, whether it's like the way you're holding yourself posturally or structurally or your form or whatever. So I would say, like, what does it hurt? Just go check it out and see what they have to say.